Alright, so here I have a CB300. Alright, so what I'm doing here is I'm actually going to be I have this Yoshimura spool adapter here. So basically this swing arm back in here has nothing for a spool, and why I want to put this on so that basically I could lift the rear end up with a stand, you know, with the rear stand, using the spool attachment instead of the flat attachment that lifts, you know, that has like a flat spot that lifts it up from the swing arm itself. I don't like that because it's kind of unstable. It moves around a little bit. With the spool attachment, it actually is like a U. So wherever the spool is, it will actually where the spool is, it actually hooks up with that, and it doesn't really move around, it doesn't slide around, so it's a lot more stable. So just got this Yoshimura. It's a little pricey. How much was this thing? 60 bucks or something like that? 65 bucks, 70 bucks, something like that. A little pricey. Let's see what we got here. So we have the let's see out here. So we have the part here that goes in, and we have the spool itself, and it's basically it's two pieces. So how it works is that the bolt will go through here, you know, and it bolts down to this, and the cap of the bolt will actually, or the washer will actually hold the spool itself on there, while the bolt screws into one of these holes. You need to do a bottom one or a top one or the other, right? So I haven't decided which one I want to do. I'm not sure about the clearance. I probably have to use chances are I probably have to use the top, or excuse me, the bottom one, so that way it lifts the rear end up a little bit more, so you have more clearance lifting up the rear end. Otherwise, potentially I might have to do the top. Let's see. I think I read somewhere online that it said you have to drill some kind of hole somewhere or something. Somewhere it mentioned drilling some kind of hole. Yeah, it says 3/16 drill bit for drilling something, some part of the swing arm. I don't know. That's probably there to help prevent this thing from basically coming out, right? Oh, here I see it. So these holes here, you guys can see that. So this is actually a screw hole for this little tiny little screw here. So that's what that hole is. I probably won't do that. The reason why I won't is how you see how this thing is held up. The stock one, anyways, it's held up by the set nut, right? If you take this off, this thing will just basically, you know, it's loose. So let's look at it. So hopefully I can do this without loosening up the axle, because my chain length or my chain tension right now is actually perfect. So I don't want to have to mess around with it again if I lose this tension here. Let's see what it looks like. See the cap? It just basically just freely just floats there. So I don't see why the Yoshimura wouldn't be able to do that, because it would be fine. I don't see why you would need to put that screw on. I mean, it's you know, I guess they do it so that it doesn't just easily pop off. Dang it, not quite. Anyway, this thing, so it might be kind of slightly off-centered, this bolt here. So the fit is pretty tight, and it's not tight because the male is not going into the female into this box here. It's tight because the this bolt here, it's slightly downward a little bit. When you tighten up this thing, the axle, this bolt will actually kind of, you know, move up or down depending on which direction you're tightening it up. So I'm gonna have the bolt on here so that way I don't mess up the threads. Put my wrench in there. I'm gonna slightly, just really slightly, see if I can just lift. Oh, there it goes. So I just lifted up just a little bit, and then it was enough to have this pop in. That's it. So basically, I'm just gonna leave it like that. You know, I'm not messing with the tension. Yeah, I'm just gonna tighten it up. I don't see a reason why you would need to use that bolt. I mean, that's the factory one doesn't have it, so why does this one need it, right? Yeah, I don't see why we would need it. Let me look at the instructions real quick and see what it says. Choose small hole, secure stand stopper bracket. So this is the stopper bracket here. They call it the stopper bracket. Basically, yeah, the little holes there just to secure it. I don't think we need it. The stock one doesn't have it. I don't see why it would need it. Here I'm putting everything back. Move the camera angle a little bit. The reason why I had it so forward is basically to so it's not in my way while I'm doing this. Oh, right now it's totally in my way. It's totally in my way now. So anyways, so that the initial set bolt, basically I just turn it in my hand until it stops, right? Then the lock, or it's not bolt but nut, the set bolt, or excuse me, set nut, and now the set the lock nut. So that's a 14 millimeter and a 12 millimeter. So 14, hold it there. I'm gonna tighten up with a 12. All right, that's it. Now as far as parts here, you got your spool, got your little insert there, you got your bolt and a washer. So let's see. So washers, you know, they're made from a sheet and they stamp them out. One side of the washer, because of, you know, when it's stamped out, it's basically a shearing action. One side of the washer is going to be more flatter and the other side is going to be more rounded. So I'm going to put it so that the rounded edge of the washer is facing inside or facing in the spool. And the reason why I'm doing that is that if you look in the spool here, the inside edge right there, it's not, you know, it's not perfectly nice and square. It has a little bit of roundness to it. So that's why I want to made up this roundness to that roundness. Because if you made up the on the washer, you made the side that's more of a square edge. That square edge will actually dig into this into this round edge here, and potentially, you know, because this thing is, you know, basically it'll dig into it and gouge into it. I don't want to do that. Right. So you got your. So look at it again. So got your washer in, so that the flatter side is gonna be facing the bolt head. The rounder side is gonna slide through your spool, and here you have your little insert here, the small end in first, so that slides into the spool, right? And from there, basically screw it on. I would recommend you using a Loctite for the threads. So it could hold. So I'm not sure if I need the bottom or the top. I'm gonna have to bring my stand out here and figure that out. And you guys should do that too. Figure out if you need it on the bottom or the top. So I'm just gonna put it on the bottom, and I'm gonna do on the other side and put on the bottom and bring my stand out and see if it works. And or actually I'm gonna put on the top and see if it works on the top. If it works on the top, I'm gonna leave it on the top. Otherwise, if it doesn't, if it's not enough clearance, or it doesn't lift up the wheel totally, then I will put it on the bottom. Anyways, you need an Allen wrench for this. I don't have an Allen wrench. I think this is a 5 millimeter, I believe. I don't have one with me, so I need to get that. But anyway, so that's how you do it. So do the same thing on the other side. So it should be, you know, this is pretty quick, easy, painless. No need to do that. Use the little tiny little bolt that comes to secure the bracket itself. I think that's kind of silly, considering that the stock one, you know, the stock one has no nothing securing it either. It's just being held on by the set screw and the set bolt and the lock bolt. So that's good. All right, thanks for watching.